Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Progress Not Perfection. And this, last week we looked at the darkness that comes with a terminal illness diagnosis. And I don't like leaving things on a negative note. We have to acknowledge the negative. Well, let me just talk for myself. I have to acknowledge the negative, but I also need to know where to from here. Does this mean I stop living, I stop dreaming, I stop having any hope for any kind of future? And we can go down that rabbit hole so easily. So I thought what I want to do this week is focus on some of the looking at what is my purpose for being here. We all have a purpose. Whether we believe in, we have a faith, or even if we don't, we are still here for a purpose. And are we going to just sit back and let someone else live our life's purpose for us, or are we going to engage ourselves fully? So that's basically where I'm coming from in this video. And to go along with that, I was so fortunate. There's a what do you call them? A person who does guided meditations on my meditation app, and his name is David G. Davidji, and he does. He's a Buddhist spiritual teacher, so he does a lot of various spiritual retreats, spiritual teachings, and as well as meditations. And I received an email from him during the week, and this email was titled, are we living our life's purpose? Are we living our Dharma, as he calls it? So for us, in our language, we say our life's purpose. And if we are not, if we feel we're wandering aimlessly, what do we do? So he asked 10 questions. And so I decided to answer these questions and do it on this vlog so that we could see where it leads to. And then I will put the questions in the description below. There's always the video, and then it's got the heading, and then if you push on more, it brings down a description. And I'll put the questions there. Because maybe you'll want to do the same thing. You might find it helpful. I know my eyes are everywhere, and it's because I'm using a different camera, and this one I need to look on this side, not on that side. So forgive me if it looks like my eyes are all over the show as I try and remember. All right, so enough of that. I've spent 3.5 minutes on just discussing that. So the first question he asked is, what sparks my passion? And this got me thinking, because I'm in such a dark place, what is it that I've been passionate about my whole life? And what is it that I continue to be passionate about? And it is teaching. I was, in my young adulthood, I trained to become a teacher, and I became a senior primary teacher. But I still wasn't happy. That it didn't seem as fulfilling, but I knew that I enjoyed teaching. I also went to preschools after my daughter was born so that I could spend more time with her, because I still had to work. So I did more preschool teaching and became a headmistress of an NGO, a preschool. And I loved my time there, but I also needed to make a living, and unfortunately, you can't make a living on love. It doesn't feed you, and it doesn't put a house over your, or a roof over your head, or a bed to sleep in. So I had to change that, especially after my husband died. Life had to change. So we all have these stages in life that come along and throw us curveballs, and we need to readjust as we go. So what I did find, though, is that I enjoyed teaching adults. And so it's morphed into teaching adults. People wanted to know, how do you make various products that are more healthy for your family. I don't want to keep buying them. I want to make my own. And so I started teaching how to do that. I also started teaching Reiki. Before my back broke, I was a Reiki practitioner and teacher, and thoroughly enjoyed that, because again, it was teaching people how to help themselves. Because with Reiki, you learn that the first person you need to focus on is your self-healing. Am I in the right space to even think about trying to help someone else? And most of us would have to say no. It's not something that just happens for us. But when I got sick and when my husband died, all of these, I started thinking of myself as a failure, and so started not focusing on teaching anymore. And now I've had 2 business partners, both of which have acknowledged my gift for teaching and have encouraged me to keep teaching. So even these videos, even if I'm reaching that one person, I hope that my way of speaking is able to be of help. And that you learn something from these videos. That is my deepest desire when I think of passion, right? And then the second question is, who's in my front row? It's all very well having a passion, but who is it that's in my front row? Who is it that's supporting me, keeping me going, giving me the courage to keep going? And I'd rather put my attention on those and not on the people who aren't rooting for me, those who are waiting for me to fail, those who say, you can't do this, you're not doing it the right way, you should be doing it ABC. If you did it ABC, you'd be fine. And it's everything, whether it's esoteric or whether it's medicinal and allopathic. It doesn't matter. There's always someone who decides that they want to tell you that you're not doing it right. I prefer to focus on the people who are rooting for me. Whether they agree with me or not is beside the point, but they are 100% my cheerleaders. So those are the people that I focus on. Then the third question is, what is my unique gift, my talent? Is it to serve or to heal others? Now, I find this question very interesting because those are the only 2 options David G. gives us. Is our gift, our talent, to serve others or to heal others? And I think for most of us, it's a combination of both. Because when we are doing service for someone else, very often there's a bit of emotional or spiritual healing that takes place. If we are healing someone, we are doing a service to them. If we are listening to their fears and their problems, that alone can be very healing. But we would be doing a service to them by listening to them. And each of us has a unique gift. Each of us has something that we bring to this world. Are we using it? Have we been able to say, yes, I'm able to do what I feel my unique gift is. I'm able to do it in whatever way. Even if you're working in a corporate job, it doesn't mean you don't do what you need to do. I mean, there's a lady, I'm going to name, I don't know her name, I forgot her name, but she's got something called Love Mark. She's in marketing, and she puts together people or gets together people who can help teach those who haven't got the opportunities to be able to go and study further financially, whatever the reason, and ask these people to give of themselves to help teach others so that they can maybe, with that skill, earn a living. What a beautiful talent. What a beautiful way of using her skills that she learned for healing and for serving. This is going to be a long video, and I do apologize for that. The fourth question that comes along is, what can I offer the world? The things that light me up and offer solutions to other people's problems. And this seems to change and grow as we evolve. The way I would have answered this question as a 30-year-old is very different to the way I'm answering it as a woman in her late 50s. It's just because we evolve as we get older, and as the world throws us our curveballs, and as we get more learning done. For me, it's obvious that making a difference even in one person's life is good. Just that one person whose life is changed, altered, encouraged. That alone is a beautiful offering to the world. And very often that person may go on and pay that forward and be offering help and making a difference in two people's lives, and so on and so forth. So we're just looking at things in a different way, not like how do I help myself, but what am I doing with this one life I've been given? The fifth question is, what's my dream, my deepest desire? My dream has been forcefully changed time after time after time. I wanted to make a success of the Reiki business. My back broke, I could no longer practice Reiki. And all the Reiki would go into my own body, and I was no good to anybody else. And then along comes my husband's death, and I had to change the way I did work. I could no longer work the way I was because I had to bring in more money to be able to survive. So our dreams change, and our desires along with it. Although I think our desire stays the same. Our desire, whatever it is, to serve or to heal. But the truth of our life is that people move on, people leave, people pass on to the next life. And so the only place that we truly are able to find that dream and that desire is within ourselves. We can't rely on others to do it for us. Looking outside myself for stability has not been helpful because outside circumstances change. And a friend of mine, she's an absolutely awesome lady, but she said, just remember that the only constant in life is change. That's the only constant. We can bet the last rand in our wallet that change is going to come. And so all we have is today. And how do I live my one beautiful life today? I'm going to be showing in my next video just a little way of how I am pursuing or continuing to pursue my dreams and my desires. It may feel a little bit strange, but it is what it is. You'll see in the next video. I think I'm being a bit too cryptic there, and I apologize for that. The sixth question is, what can I leverage right now? What can I do, and how can I raise my vibration in the world right now? This question is such a challenge to me because my vibration has been so low with the depression. It's been very difficult to even be able to move at all, whether it's in a spiral or whether it's it doesn't matter. It's been a challenge. And the reason I'm doing this video was prompted by my dark video. So I know there's part of me that's still got hope. There's part of me that still wants a life. And that's what we go with. I hope you don't misunderstand me. There is a time to sit in the darkness, to sit and contemplate where to from here, or what is my next step. How do I move forward? And to say, I can't. Right now, I can't. That's okay. But don't stay there. It will take a while. For many of us, it takes a bit longer than others. But just one step a day. One step. Just for today. What can I do? What step right now, a baby step that I can take. So for example, today, my step today is to get this video out, to have made a script, to know what I'm going to talk about, to edit the video, to put the video up on YouTube. That is my step for today. If I get more accomplished today, that is wonderful. But if this step is completed today, I will have completed that one step just for today. We don't have to conquer the world in one day. And we try to. You know, we make a huge list. I mean, I used to make laundry lists where my whole diary was just this one row of what I have to do. And if I didn't finish that whole list today, I felt like a failure. And it was my body breaking and life changing that got me to realize and to listen to what other people have been telling me for a long time, is you don't have to do that. You don't. If you're going to have a wish list of stuff that needs to be done, yes, but take from that, what one thing do I want to accomplish from this list today? And then the next thing is what's involved with that step. What do I need to do? What's the action I need to take? So I've actually answered both of those in the one question. I apologize. The next question is, will I give myself permission right now to reach out to whoever I need to? And I've always tried to do things alone. From a tiny tot, I've been stubborn. I've been wanting to be independent my entire life. And as an adult, I tried that in many different ways. And my first failure with that way of living came when I had to go to a 12-step group because I was an addict and I couldn't change that by myself. I needed help. And so it's been a long process of me learning very, very hard lessons on giving myself permission to reach out to others and ask for help. To know that I can't do it alone. There are certain things that I'm proud of that I've done alone. I'm very proud of them. But I don't have to do everything alone, you know? And neither do you. There's always someone who is going to want to talk to you. There's always someone who's going to want to listen to you. And reach out. Reach out to that one person who's got your back. Make it one of those people who's in your corner. One of those cheering you on. It's a good place to start. And then this final question is, what commitment can I make right now? This is as important as the very first question. When I make a commitment, can I stand by it? Can I follow through with it? Will I be consistent? And these questions turned out to be very important on my healing journey. The things that I was inconsistent with didn't change. The things I've been able to do on a daily basis, those baby steps, that consistent, just moving forward, even if it's at a snail's pace for today, that is what I have found I can commit to. And that's sometimes good enough. Sometimes I need to push myself more, obviously. But when you're not in a good space, remember this is a follow-on from last week, that darkness. When you're not in a good space, that one step will make a difference. When I commit to something now, I need to make sure I follow through, whether it's a commitment to attend an AA meeting, whether it's a commitment to go to a book club, a commitment to anything that I have to put my mind to, I have to follow through. So that's this week's vlog. I am hoping that at least one person has been able to benefit from this, and has at least found a little bit of it interesting. Sometimes I feel like I'm not really making a difference, but even if it's just for one person, that's beautiful. If you've made it through to the end of this video, thank you. Please can you give it a thumbs up for me, just to let me know that you have. And if there's any questions you have, or you're finding these informative or helpful, please let me know. I could just be talking to fresh air every week. But I'm hoping that at least one person is able to benefit from this. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. You can watch all my back videos, and you can continue to watch as I go forward. The commitment I made was to do one video a week, and I have committed to that, and I have stuck with it. And so I'll see you same time next week. Lots of love to everyone. Bye for now.